Hey guys, what's up? So I just want to do a quick update for you. In my last video I talked about how I'm not going to be peeing for a bit and having a little situation going on downstairs, so I just kind of want to update you on that, and then also my arm. So I have an appointment with Dr. Chen tomorrow. So as far as the downstairs stuff goes, I am behind in the fact that I was supposed to start peeing this week and hopefully get my catheter removed tomorrow. That is absolutely not going to be happening. So I guess we'll see what he has to say tomorrow. I'm still unfortunately having bleeding on my dick. Like, I'll just be real with you. I'm bleeding still, and it gets worse when I go to the bathroom. To the point where I have to keep changing gauze and underwear because it like gets on things. Luckily, it seems to have not worsened per se, but it hasn't gotten better. But Dr. Chen, I emailed him about it, and he emailed me back, and he just said to apply pressure to the area that's bleeding for like 5 to 10 minutes a day. And he said he didn't see any sign of infection, so it's likely just part of the healing process. I hope that that is likely the case. And I see him tomorrow in person, so we'll see what he says when he checks that out. And I also want him to check out my arm. I think I changed it. Yeah, I changed it yesterday for the first time without like getting frustrated or just not okay with the way it looks, because I kind of just was like, okay, well, it is what it is. I knew that I was gonna lose some skin on my dressing, but I can't really do anything about that. So I did a re-wrap job, and I'm feeling much better about it because I know I will see Dr. Chen tomorrow, and I'll probably have him do it for me tomorrow so I don't have to. I also wanted to look at it because my primary care physician, last time I talked about how she started me on antibiotics because she didn't like a spot in my arm, and I let Dr. Chen know because he always said if you started the antibiotics to tell him. So I did that, and he said he didn't think that I needed the antibiotics and that primary care physicians aren't used to seeing this type of graft, so she probably just kind of didn't know what she was looking at. And I agreed with that because she had said she'd never seen a graft like this before, and that it was all kind of like a weird experience in and of itself. I feel like I'm just kind of freaking out one doctor at a time in my small town because they don't know what to do with me. It's a little weird. I'm a first for many doctors in this town because it is a small town. I live in California, but like for real, it's a very conservative small town. And my doctor was very respectful and everything, and she is like the trans friendly doctor in the area, but she's never seen firsthand like phalloplasty. So she had me undress my arm. I thought she was gonna like redress it for me, but she just had me take everything off, and then she gave me some small strips of Zeroform, which I needed like 5 of because she only had small squares. And then she had some other type of acrylic gauze that was still small, so I had to use 2 of them, and it didn't even like cover everything. So I felt a little bit weird for a day and unstable because it didn't make my brace fit properly. But I redid it myself, and it feels much better. But yeah, she just gave me this stuff and was like, here you go. And so she just basically watched me redress it myself, and I was just like, well, this isn't exactly the what I had in mind when I came here today. I'd rather not change it myself. But I understand she just kind of really had no idea what to do with it. So she watched me do that and got that all taken care of. Then she took a look of things downstairs, and she actually said that she thinks that I'm healing pretty well. She just didn't like one spot on my arm, so she was like, I'm gonna put you on antibiotics. But anyways, I didn't take them because I don't want to take them unnecessarily. That stuff like screws with your stomach, and I got enough stomach issues to deal with. Like I feel like I'm finally at a point where I'm feeling normal, and I don't want to like screw that up again. So yeah, I'll see what Dr. Chen says tomorrow. I have a feeling it's fine. I started hand therapy today, and that was also interesting. The lady had no idea what size my graft was. She was gonna have me undress my arm so she could see my graft, And so I was like, all right, so even though I just changed it, let me just do this again. And I pull up the brace, and like the same thing happens where she brings out the zero form dressings, and legit the squares of zero form were this, they were like rectangles, they were this big, and she's like unpackaging them like, here you go. I'm like, lady. Oh, I just need to laugh at you right now because that is not gonna work. It's kind of like doing paper mache as a kid, where you just get like those pieces of paper and you're like covering the balloon. Like that's how it would be on my arm. And so I was like, yeah, that's not gonna work. I have like the big sheets. And she's like, oh, okay, well, let's not undress that this time. And she told me to bring my big sheets of zero form with me next time. So I was like, okay. And she still didn't really have an idea of what my graft was like, and she was trying to like, she didn't have any doctor's orders, and she didn't know if I was able to move my wrist and things like that. And I told her like, I don't think I'm allowed to move my wrist yet, but just do like hand exercises. So she had me do some hand exercises, like making a fist, straightening my fingers, curling my fingers, just the stuff that I've kind of already been doing, and like touching my fingers together like that, stuff to do without my brace on too. But she said that my hand is actually doing pretty well mobile wise, so I'm happy about that. But the wrist I know is gonna be a bitch. But so yeah, she wants me to ask my doctor tomorrow when I can start moving my wrist, and then she'll have kind of more for me to do. But she also needs to help me with my elbow, because my range of motion in my elbow is not as good as it should be. So she wants me to come to therapy twice a week, but I don't think that's gonna happen because I can't afford to go twice a week. So it's probably gonna be only once a week, and then I'll just do whatever exercises I can at once, because I have a $20 copay. So $40 a week is not something I can afford when I'm not working. Sorry, lady. My wrist, it's gonna be the hardest part. I think she even knows that. I ended up showing her a picture of what my graft looked like, and she was like, just the look on her face was kind of like, oh, that is big. And I was like, thank you. Oh, my arm, yeah, it's big. I'm just freaking out any doctor that has never seen this procedure done before, but whatever. I feel like it's getting used to it. I've had random people ask me what happened, and let's see, I went to my doctor, and like the receptionist asked me what I did to my arm. I was just like, oh, I had surgery, and that's all I've said, and they kind of just like back off from there. I went to pick up my testosterone prescription from the pharmacy, and the pharmacist was like, what'd you do to your arm? And I'm just like, I had surgery. It's just like, oh, how much longer do you have to wear the brace? I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't really anticipate questions about my arm this early on. Like, it's not even showing my gnarly scar yet, so it's gonna be interesting to have to answer that question for quite a while with a gnarly scar. And but I just say I had surgery, and they seem to mostly drop it. I'm pretty sure I could just say I got in an accident, and if people want to keep questioning me, then I'll just be like, yeah, I don't really want to talk about it, because I can't think of a good accident story. I'm not a good liar, and it makes me sweat, and I just feel awkward and anxious, and I freeze like a deer in the headlights, and I walk away awkwardly. So I think I'm just gonna prefer not to talk about it. Anyways, I think that is all I have to update. Doctor's appointment tomorrow. Hopefully he can figure out why my dick is bleeding and how to make it stop, and hopefully it will heal itself. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and for all the support and kind words. It really, really does help me. I don't even know if you guys know how much it helps me. Like, anytime I see your comments that are just encouraging and supportive, it totally digs me out of a hole. So I just really, really appreciate it. I don't want anyone to think that I just, like, it goes unnoticed. Like, I read every comment. I try to respond as best I can, and I am very thankful for you guys. So yeah. Alright, guys, peace out. I will update you on my appointment tomorrow. Have a good day.